We are going to see about the first moon landing, the Apollo 11 mission. After the Second World War, the incompatible ideologies of USA and the Soviet Union fueled a bitter Cold War rivalry. Both nations vying for military and technological superiority, and rocket science was key to both of these objectives. This competitive atmosphere led to the so-called space race. The Soviets took an early lead by orbiting the first artificial satellite and by sending the first man to space. U.S. President John F. Kennedy responded by starting the Apollo program. 5 years later, in the summer of 1969, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins stepped aboard the Saturn V rocket. Their ambitious mission was to fly to the moon. 4 days later, on the 21st of July 1969, the Apollo lunar module landed on the Mare Tranquillitatis on the moon. More than 500 million people watched on televisions as Neil Armstrong stepped onto the surface of the moon and said those famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." After returning to Earth 3 days later, Armstrong and his two colleagues were celebrated as heroes around the world. Many nations paid tribute by printing postage stamps and commemorative coins. The achievement of putting the first man on the moon was an important symbolic victory during Cold War for the U.S. In retrospect, this signaled a shift in the power balance between the rivals. For the USSR, losing the space race foreshadowed their collapse about 20 years later.